am crazy. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the Flipping Made Easy studio right here in Matawan, New Jersey. It is Sturch. It is Rasslin Rob filling in for Gooch, who is on assignment. And when I say on assignment, I have no effing idea where this guy is right now. He is just out there in the universe, and no, he had something going on. So Rob's filling in. Nick behind the glass. Madison in the building. Full house here. The fun crew is in the building. I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday morning, a hump day, and I hope you guys appreciate this beautiful new 3D little Halo logo thing going on, courtesy of Artie, and those guys have been delivering. They're at the point now, Rob, where like if I just talk to Shelly and company, right, I'm just like, hey, we kind of want this, and they're like, okay, and like they come back with it like within a day or two, and they're like, here it is.
Oh,
like, they're just making us custom stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, man, that's what happens when you have exclusive, relationships with these people, and I think that's a good thing.
And
so
who's the other guy that uses it?
Amon Green, former running back of the Green Bay Packers, Gooch's Packers. He uses it.
Batman,
a couple other people use it, but it's very, very exclusive to Chop Sports and just a few others, because this is all beta testing. You know what I mean? They're still like working out the kinks, and there's been different things, blah, blah, blah. But Artie's the best. Shout out to those guys. Also, shout out to Dat Chat. I haven't given him enough love lately. Shout out to Dat Chat, who is also a brand new social media platform, which, by the way, you won't be censored. So that's a hot button topic of some of the things that we're going to be talking about today. You can't be censored on Dat Chat, so go check out that platform. It's available on iTunes. What do they call it?
The Apple
Store, and Google Play, and all that stuff. So they're ready to go. They do blockchain NFTs, which, by the way, still haven't dove into the world of NFTs.
Do you guys understand it?
Do you know what NFT?
I don't do.
Are you an NFT person, Madison?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, she doesn't even know what that is. So NFTs, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm not going to get into this long debate because I don't even know what they are either. I mean, I know what they are. They're moments in time. They're like JPEGs that you have that you just have, and they're like exclusive. It's like, in my mind, I'm like, why don't you just take a screenshot? Then you have it too, but it's not the same, obviously. But go to Dat Chat. They explain all about that stuff. Also, if you want to support Chop Sports, do so by heading on over to patreon.com. That is /Chop Sports. Had a couple more people join up yesterday. We really appreciate the support each and every month. That $10 variety will get you a couple new things in the fall, as we're about to go to the Cap House tomorrow, according to sources. Looks like myself, Gooch, I believe Scoop, will be heading down to the mansion that is Kyle Kerms' house, and yeah, barely coming in. I'm not going to get into it, but here's what it is. No, I really don't know. But anyway, patreon.com. That's to support the show. We appreciate you guys for coming on board of that. Also, I do want to give a special shout out to Hater Fantasy Sports, another affiliate of ours, a guy we're working with, really cool dude, Dave Vidoro, and his company. That's on the come up. You think you're going to be good at that? You're picking guys to suck.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be good at that.
I mean, people out there like, oh, man, I suck at fantasy football. Well, here's your chance to cash in on that skill of sucking. You basically pick, it's like DraftKings or FanDuel when you pick the guys, right? But low score wins. So it's almost like golf. Like, you want a shitty score.
But
so I would draft Daniel Jones every week on a Sunday and get a shitty score.
But can I just pick like the backup and not
There's
score?
rules to that. So they make sure there's like listed as starters and this, that, and the third. Like, they have a whole algorithm.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's
dude.
a different way to do it.
It's the first time you're like hearing about this?
I know I've watched the Hater Fantasy thing when you were on, but I didn't really hear the rules. I just thought it was like another badass fantasy group, regular fantasy, but like, that's a good idea.
Right, yeah. For instance, Bailey would probably go in every week and Gooch would go in every week and draft Zeke, thinking he's going to have a bad game every single. I know Bailey just said that about Gooch. Yeah, so that's a thing. Hater Fantasy Sports is like right on the cusp of a big launch, so throw your support behind them. HaterFantasySports.com as well. So I have taken over the reins, and I have come up with Sturch's rundown. I've changed the color scheme to a better color scheme than green and yellow. This one is navy blue and white. So the rundown is simple, folks. Yesterday, I'm watching. I didn't get to the Yankee game until about 9 o'clock, which, by the way, it ended at almost midnight. I don't know what happened or why it was so late. Started at 7 like normal. It was long, but I turned it on at 9 because I got a text from Scoop saying, I guess Hicks's leg is broken. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, what happened? And I literally finally sat down on my TV to turn it on, and they're showing the replay. I'm like, oh, that's a broken bone. Like, you ever get hit in the shin? You ever get hit in the shin?
Yeah,
it is probably the worst feeling in the history of feelings, right? And I'm like, okay, fine, get hit in the shin. this guy might have broken off his shit. Oh, rain delay. There it is. Started at 8:15. I'm like sitting there like,
and I knew that too.
I was like, it's the 4th inning and it's like 10 o'clock. I'm like, what is happening here? I didn't know that. I was putting the kids to bed and it's just, dad things, and I got tied up doing that. And I finally laid down. I was like, oh, I'll watch Shark Tank. Oh shit, the Yankees are on. And I was like, let me go watch them beat up a poverty franchise like the Cincinnati Reds.
Question: would you, if you ever had tickets, would you ever stay during a long run? Like, how long would you stayed? How long would you give it before you get up?
And you know what it is though? When you're older and like you're 21 and above and you get the drink during the day, you just like you go to the house thing and just go hammer beers and $8,000 on beers because they're all $4 a piece. But yeah, I mean, I've been to like 3-hour days. I'm spending the money. But that's why I get mad.
Not 3 hours.
That's why I get mad at the Yankees for not calling games early enough. You know what I mean? Like when people are on the G-Dub and they're trying to get to Yankee Stadium, it's like, call the game. If the game ain't happening, you better let me know. Like last night sucked for a lot of people because Aaron Judge was not even in the lineup. Imagine being a little kid saying, I got these $8 tickets because they're playing the Reds. And I'm going to go see my hero, Aaron Judge, play baseball. And he's not even in the lineup. But he did come in the lineup later on and pinch hit, strike out. Way to go. That'll up your value. No, but overall, the Yankees last night blow one. They had a 3-0 lead, which, by the way, score a couple more runs than 3. I don't know, against the Reds. I'm sure that's a realistic possibility. Score some runs. But they did not do that.
They messed up my parlay.
They messed up a lot of people's. Like I think AJ Bascone had like a lock to have Cole win the game. And he was in line to win the game. Bro, Cole pitched 7 shutout innings, struck out 11. So he's just dealing. And I'm like, dude, what gives? Like, what are we doing here? So anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, the Yankees lost a heartbreaker yesterday. Clay Holmes is obviously human. Whatchamacallit, as I bring back my rundown. Clay Holmes is human. And I know he's going to blow some games. And I understand that, not every game's going to go your way. Last night did not. Wandy Peralta, shout out to him who came in with the bases loaded, up 3-0 or 3-1 or whatever the case. I forget the score when he came in. It might have even been 3-0 because Holmes hit 2 guys. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is not Clay Holmes-esque, right? He's been our shutdown. This is why I say ship Chapman to the sun, because we got Clay Holmes now, right? So Wandy Peralta comes in, bases loaded, 3-0. They're up. No, 3. What the fuck? 3-2. Sorry, 3-2. And so I'm like, all right, there's no outs. Bases are loaded. Wandy Peralta's coming in. I was like, this guy's got to be a magician to get out of this and win this game. He gets the first 2 outs quick, like little tap ground balls. I'm like, okay, Wandy, okay, here we go, right? It's another instance and another example of the Yankees not being able to turn a double play. Like one went right back to Peralta. He sends it home, and Trevino bobbles the ball, can't throw it to first. 1 lost run, like 1 lost out there. Then again, Donaldson gets one. He chucks it home because that's the only play he has. So the double play ball just wasn't working out. Next guy comes up, hits a fucking blooper into right field, and all of a sudden the rails are like, it's completely off the rails. And that's where the Yankees finished, and it sucks.
Yeah, it was all in the 9th inning too, right? Yeah, they had no runs.
Yeah, dude. This is a bad loss, but again, if you're out there as a Yankee fan and you're like, well, like Jimmy Palumbo last night texted me as soon as they lost.
Rizzo stinks.
Mr. It's Madison's uncle, right? And Jimmy texts me and he goes, bad loss. And I was like, I'm aware, Jimmy. Like, yeah, they lost. This is a bad loss. But if you're out there with a 14-game lead or whatever the hell it is at this point, 13 and a half, 12, whatever it is, we're about to hit the All-Star break. The Yankees are about to play the Red Sox again, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But like, the Yankees are up all these games. Everybody calm down. Like, let's not jump off the GW because they lost a shitty game to the Reds. The Reds have won 6 straight. So clearly they're the hotter team coming in, right?
Yeah.
So whatever.
There's a lot of hot teams.
They're 14 up on
because Boston lost again yesterday.
And they're 14 and a half up on Boston.
So 14 games up and they lose to the Reds. Guess what, folks? At the end of the season, if the Yankees are up a game and you're like, well, if they would have beat the Reds in July, this would have been a different story. Like, no, this is not that case. They're going to come out with their hair on fire tonight. Expect the Yankees, and I'll say this now, bold take, hot take, whatever. The Yankees are going to score like 7 to 10 runs tonight. Okay, they're going to go off tonight. Everybody's going to hit. Even Gallo might get involved. Okay, and I know Gallo can't hit water if he fell off a boat at this point. But like, I think that everybody gets involved. Everybody's pissed off, and the Yankees win big tonight.
There's
your money.
There's rumors of Gallo being traded for Benintendi, right? They're trying to package something together.
If the Kansas City Royals take Gallo for Benintendi,
that's what I've been seeing.
I'll go to Mahomes' house and do his laundry for the rest of my life because he owns half the Royals at this point. If they make that move, everybody should be fired. What the Yankees are going to have to do, if they want Benintendi, and I think that that's a strong rumor, and it might happen at the deadline. If the Yankees want him, unfortunately, they're going to have to part ways with some of their farm, some of their better prospect. Benintendi's no slouch. I don't like him.
Not.
I didn't like him as a Red Sox. I love him now because he's on my fantasy team. So I'm rooting for him the whole way. But if he becomes a Yankee, I think the Yankees are a better team right away. And think about it. The Yankees are like 87 games over 500. Imagine adding a guy that can hit the ball instead of strike out every at bat like Gallo. So here's my Yankee rant.
Bailey, how's it gonna feel when Ohtani leaves in like a year because he's tired
Bailey's
of losing?
An Angels guy. Yeah. I feel like with that, Uncle Stevie is going to play a big role in that. Like he's going to be are you telling me I can get this international sensation in Flushings right now next to Polar Bear and all these other nicknames that they're giving? Cookie, some guy that
all he has to say is like, you remember Matsui in the Yankees, right?
Bro, legend.
You could be bigger.
He's a World Series MVP.
You could be bigger than that,
right? You can have the whole world in your hands. But anyway, so that's that. Nick, big day for you today, bro. Like you're recording your first episode of Who Gives a Puck? Not giving a puck? Who gives a puck?
That's a good bro. When I saw that, I'm like, I'm like, that's not taken by nobody.
That's what I was iTunes is dragging their feet, and I'm wondering, like, are we missing something? Because Spotify was up, Apple was up, Amazon's up. I can't find it on iTunes yet. Have you?
I have not checked, but I scoured the internet. I searched it in Google search everywhere.
It's a great name.
It was not there.
Not Giving a Puck is the brand new hockey podcast coming to the Chop Sports Podcast Network. Big day for Nick because at 12 o'clock today?
Yeah.
12 o'clock today, NHL free agency starts. Now, there's already been the tampering period. Everybody knows where certain people are going. Somehow, some way, the Pittsburgh Penguins are holding on to everybody again. They've been doing this for like 25 fucking years. It's ridiculous. Anything else happening like before the 12 o'clock shebang?
Right now, the Devils just made a move to trade Pavel Zacha to the Boston Bruins for Eric Halua. And that is pretty much solidifying them to be the biggest front runners for Johnny Gaudreau because they can offer him the most money.
And Gaudreau's the guy that's leaving the Flames.
Yes.
And there was room the Bulls offered him a change.
I mean, 100%.
Of course it does.
Johnny put up 100 points.
It's a lot of points. So anything else?
So, I mean, you have Van Mall coming back.
That's good for them. Because they're
I know. For the last 30 years.
Like, I watched a lot of playoffs this year, and that's all they said. Like, these guys have never been together forever, and this is probably the last time they'd be together. And I was like, that's it for the Rangers.
No, it's good. 2022 season, there is some actual news. Sidney Crosby is a bitch. That's all. But then repeating the players going there. So.
But the Banks also did sign Rickard Rakell, who they traded for from Anaheim. They signed him to a 6-year, $30 million contract, and they retained Chris Letang. So
it's a lot of.
But the way that they structure these contracts is like a little bit, a lot of it's signing bonus,
right? So
it's a huge cap hit, which is. Not bad for the Penguins in the long run, but still, it's like, these guys are in their 30s. It's not necessarily a great. Plus, Letang's had his neck fused, so
that's fun.
Wow,
good times. In realistic form, the things that matter to me, have the Rangers done anything, or at least linked to doing anything? I saw one article today from Molly from the New York Post.
They're linked to getting Vincent Trocheck from, I believe it's Carolina.
Yeah, let's go.
And that it would also be a fantastic deal for them. Out of big. Winner. More than that.
NHL report on Instagram drops handles tonight. The day he'll drop his first podcast. Probably should do tomorrow for all your recap of free agency day 1 stuff. So definitely check that out as well. We appreciate Nick with us for the NHL. I know nobody likes hockey except me and Nick Madison, and sometimes
Rob. I'll be all about it, but the point
is, there is a little bit of a rumor ski floating around the world, and that's that the Knicks are the only team in the league right now with the assets to trade for now available Donovan Mitchell. Is he available? I mean, we'll see, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to part like you did. It's just it's been a ridiculous amount of draft capital that's now with the New York Knicks.
It's
ridiculous. I don't know how many or whatever the rules are. All I know is that the New York Knicks would probably part ways with a guy like RJ Barrett for this, and I don't think I'm on board with that. I like Mitchell. He's one of my favorites in the league, actually, like to watch play. I think he's a great role player and could be a star in New York. But I just, if I'm going to go behind the Kyle Kerms logic of thinking, all right, about how they're building this core and they're building from within and they're doing it in the draft, and let's not go nuts on free agency. They already got Brunson. They gave him $100 fucking million, right? They're already making the move, right? Singular, because that's all they really did. But I don't know if I'm breaking this up. Not for Donovan Mitchell, especially all those draft picks. I'm just not sure. I don't know. How do you feel? You're a Knicks guy.
So from what I'm hearing, I'm hearing that Donovan Mitchell wants to go to the Knicks. That's where he wants to go. Yeah, 100%.
I did not hear that, but that's interesting.
I'm on your side. No way. RJ Barrett will give you anything else. And it kind of sucks because you've just built this whole thing with Julius Randle. You have his kid out there all the time on Instagram.
New York, we're here.
And it's like, you do the thing we just saw with Tatum with his kids, Curry with his kids. Randall's like a fan favorite, but I don't see how that.
He might be falling out of favor.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right about that. And I think it's by any means necessary. You go get a guy like Donovan Mitchell, match him up with a guy like Jalen Brunson, and it's like, whoa, what are we doing here? This is what we like.
The wheels are turning, right? Yeah, because at first I'm like, with all the non-selection of anybody in the first round, I was like, oh, they're punting the season. They're literally punting the season away, and I'm like, well, if you start adding some pieces here and there, then maybe there's some hope that the Knicks can squeak in as a 10 play-in seed or some shit.
They ruined draft night for Knicks fans. Dude, that's all we look forward to.
I'm sitting there the whole time like, all right, who are we going to take? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we traded. Okay, cool. What did we do? And then you're looking at it and you're like, well, wait a minute. There's not one pick.
I'm not going to lie. When they selected that kid out of France, I started dying because
I was like, are we doing this again?
They always
fucking Porzingis. Like, always. What are we doing here?
Ntilikina. It doesn't matter. That's who we get. Everyone used to blame that on Phil Jackson, but you're like, well, obviously it's not Phil doing that.
Right.
What's going on? I think, dude, if they get Donovan Mitchell without trading RJ Barrett,
then you got yourself a nice little team.
Are we in there? Game 1 for the season?
Yeah, in the Garden?
Yeah.
I think we got to. I'll go to the Garden for Raw in a couple of weeks, but outside of that, I'm not going to see the Knicks yet. They're not getting my money. No way. No way. The only time I went to see the Knicks last year, Kyle Kerms paid for it.
I'll get Kyle to go with me. Me and Kyle will go.
Kyle took 18 people with him to the Knicks game. He's like, oh, this will be fun. And I'm like, oh, great.
Did they lose?
Yeah. Yeah. They're playing. They were exciting for a little bit. They're starting to come back. Who they play? Boston? I forget what game we went to.
Come on, let's go see the Knicks.
Bro, when I tell you, like, I get crazy with my teams, right? Not so much the Knicks because it's just like it's been a long time, so I'm like numb to it all. But like when the Cowboys are playing, if something happens, ask anybody. My dad and my bonus mom and everybody at home around me
the same way,
thinks I'm special. Like this kid is definitely a special boy because he is out of control, right?
Well, I've had my moments watching the Giants.
Right. But with I've never seen a man like Kyle turn so red after like a dunk, like a big dunk that the Knicks got. Like I just saw the fanhood. I'm like, wow, he really does like the Knicks. Like, after all this, he does all these bets, he does all this shit, and you're wondering, oh, okay, cool. Like he does like the Knicks. So, in any event,
it's just
he's out of control.
The only thing with that is I don't know what it's gonna cost. I feel like it's gonna cost way too much to pry him from Utah because as right now, it's the best thing Utah's got. Yeah. And, I just think the price is too steep, and I don't think the Knicks can pay it with the picks they can. The other players going in return. I don't think they can.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we got the money, so don't tell me anything about money. We got the goddamn money.
For what's his name? Fournier, he's gonna have to go there.
Oh my god,
Fournier,
the worst contract in Knicks history at this point.
We still didn't pay RJ yet either.
No, and that's the problem, bro. You're gonna have to do that eventually, right? But on to one more thing before we get to the Steelers today, because that's the root of today, the Pittsburgh Steelers of 2022. We'll preview them in just a minute. But first, I did get a little bit of into a heated argument this morning with a couple of my fellow people over on the Twitterverse. So LeBron James is making headlines again, and at this point, you're trying to. You don't want to put you don't want to put politics involved in all this shit, right? You just don't, right? I get annoyed with it. It's very annoying. And for this to happen, the way it's happened with Griner over there, and she's been there for now how long?
A little over 3 months.
3 months. So when this first happened, we here and everybody else made jokes about it, like, yo, what do we, they want to trade? Okay, well, what are we getting? How many draft picks? You know, like made jokes because we figured she'd be home right away. Something would happen. We'd get her right back.
Yep.
We haven't gotten her back yet. And I say we, and I mean this country. The people, the powers that be, the people with the power to do it have not done it. LeBron James doesn't have this power to do it. I am all for LeBron, anybody. I'm all for if you want to speak on behalf of, you know, your cause, your charity, the accomplishments you have, everything you want to speak on, you have the absolute platform to do whatever the hell you want to do. The problem is guys like LeBron James, guys like these just local celebrities all chiming in about you know the hot button topic of the day. Your voice will not do anything. Your voice will not bring her back. What you said before you backpedaled was that she'd probably be better off not coming back to this country.
That's what he said.
He said she would be better off not coming back to America. So what that means is have fun in Russia. Have fun getting eaten by a monster. Stranger Things, right? Like you are screwed. Have fun. But no. Oh, no. I got to go back on this barbershop show and speak on it and backpedal and say I didn't mean it like that because I feel he generalized everything and he said, oh, you know, I'm probably just speaking out of frustration about the general population of how we feel about this country. LeBron, my man, you're a billionaire. Where did you make that money? Right here. Okay. Stop knocking the country that you're profiting off of. Okay. And then on top of that, backpedal and say, I didn't mean it like that. You did. You did mean it like that because you think you have to comment on everything and you don't. I understand you think you're a voice of the voiceless in certain situations, but you're not. You've never been. Your voice and tweets are not going to have Putin say, oh, shit. You see this? Oh, LeBron just tweeted that we should just do this then. Thanks for tweeting, LeBron. Your voice means dick in this situation, bro. Zero. So stop talking. Stop talking. And I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying like stick the basketball. You know, no, you could do whatever you want for your causes and everything you stand for. Great. But you hate the country as it is. You're knocking the country of saying don't come back because there's probably a better situation somewhere else. Just stop talking politics, bro. Do us all a fucking favor. There's already people that hate you because you think you're Michael Jordan, right? And there's people out there that think he's better than Michael Jordan. And those people, I say, get off the drugs. But that's just my one opinion. People could say he could be more dominant than Jordan ever was on the court. Two different generations, two different styles of play. Not going to get into that debate. Yep. What I am going to get into, or just at least finish this whole thing, LeBron, when it comes to politics and it comes to the decisions that you can't make or you can't affect, shut the fuck up. That's it.
My whole thing is like LeBron gets like a bad take because right away people were like, oh, well, if it was LeBron, he'd be out. So it's like, what? Like, who the fuck cares? Like I just said to people before the show started, I said, listen, there's a war going on. Russia's in the middle of a war right now, okay?
Apparently.
And I get like, women go overseas, and so there's guys that play overseas too to get money.
They all do, yes, and that's
fine.
unfortunate. They should make more money here and not have to do that.
100% unfortunate. You get taken away from your family, and you got to go overseas just so you can
feed your family in America.
Keep up your lifestyle, basically.
Right.
But there's no other. Everyone knows, and there's no way nobody knows. Why would you bring weed into Russia? Why, if you know you're going to an airport in Russia, and she's an African American, she is a lesbian, and she's a basketball player, and she's American. What, you don't think they're going to search your bag?
You don't think you have a massive target on your back when you're in a foreign country? The same people that don't like us?
Hey, Dave, if I did this, do you think anybody would even know?
No.
That's my point. There's people over there for lesser charges than what she's over there. There's people over there for trying to report news that have been in prison for over a year, but let's get her out. She didn't want to stand for the anthem here.
I don't give a fuck about that. Do whatever you want to do. In that regard, do whatever you want to do. If you don't like the country, great. I'm always on the whole love it or leave it. If you don't love it, just get the fuck out of here. I don't care what you do.
Go. You're
all
rich.
The people that said you were moving to Canada, then you're still here, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But in this regard, like, she should have been back already.
Yeah.
She should have been back already.
100%.
Who's dragging whose feet?
You know,
are we not offering enough? Like, what are we doing here?
Something's wrong.
This is one of our people. Go get the girl. That's it. 3 months? 3 months. Yeah. Imagine what can happen to this girl in 3 months in a Russian prison.
Yeah.
Please.
Just think
get her back. But guess what? My voice isn't going to get her back.
No.
So that's why I don't talk about this shit, because I know that my voice will talk sports, and I'll talk debate. We'll talk about Yankees, Red Sox, all that shit, right? We'll talk about the things that I know and the things that we can debate. I can't go like, you gotta free her. Please, everything. Please, God. Like, that's not going to work for me. And that's not going to work for her.
Janine coming in saying she wouldn't even bring hairspray.
Right.
That's my
Janine,
point.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't go to Mexico with toothpaste. Like, I'm not going into these places with this thing. It was a dumb move on her part. She's paying the ultimate price. And I think it's time. If it hasn't been time already, it should have been done overnight. And I'm not saying anybody else in power would have done it quicker, but
no. Well, that's a whole different story.
I'll leave that. You want to talk about politics? That's another conversation for another day. But all I'm saying is, she's one of us. Get her the fuck back in the country.
Yeah.
That's it. I'll leave it at that. But I will continue by asking all you folks if you're worried that if you're running out of money when you retire, and that's a big concern in this country. My dad and everybody's always said, like, by the time I retire, the funding will be gone.
That's
you know what I mean? So we're screwed, right?
I hear that a lot.
If you're worried about it, we got Michael Fusco, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Fusco is the president, owner, CEO, all that jazz of the Fusco Insurance Agency, which Artie is dropping a ball on me right now, and I'm trying to pull up his beautiful graphic here. That's not Artie, it's our internet, because Optimum sucks ass. But anyway, stop worrying, start planning. A comprehensive retirement plan through Fusco will help you give you security and greater control over your own money, ladies and gents. Michael Fusco can help. As president of the Fusco Insurance Agency, Michael could work with you to create a comprehensive retirement plan. He'll explore using life insurance and annuities to help you build a more secure future so you can worry a little bit less now. 701-5787. Schedule your 701-5787 to schedule your complimentary consultation. 718-701-5787. Guarantees and protections are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing company. Some insurance policies are not available in all states. I will announce right now that we've re-upped with Manscaped. I do not have a new read for them, but I will say it's in the comments for all your Manscaped needs. That's, helping the twig and giggleberries. Go to manscaped.com, enter the code CHOPSPORTS. You're getting 20% off of the whole goddamn thing. So go do that as well. Let's talk football.
Thank God.
Thank God, right? I'm done with all this other shit. So, the 2022 Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, there's a lot of questions, just like yesterday's topic of conversation and the team we previewed yesterday. A lot of question marks around the Browns because we just don't know who the quarterback's going to be. We don't know what situation is what. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are in a situation now where their Hall of Fame, and he will walk into Canton, Hall of Fame quarterback Ben Roethlisberger hangs up the cleats for good, and now you're left with a gaping hole, and I don't know why I said gaping hole, but you're left with a big spot at quarterback, right? So what do they do to address it going into the season? They go off and sign Mitch Trubisky. They signed Josh Dobbs. They also drafted Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh, the hometown boy. According to, if he goes to Pittsburgh and gets drafted by Pittsburgh, you consider a hometown boy.
Yep.
Rob, do you think that's enough to fill the gap? Like, obviously, going into the season, it's going to be Mitch. Is that enough for the Steelers right now as a quarterback? Now, Mitch Trubisky took the Bears to the playoffs with Matt Nagy as their coach. Clearly, the guy can win some games. He went to back up Josh Allen in Buffalo. Saw it like no time because Josh is a fucking Terminator.
Josh, yeah.
And so now he's a free agent. Here's your second chance of life. Here you go. Here are the keys for now. Mitch Trubisky, the show is yours. Do you think he gets it done? Or at least provides anything?
I think he gets it done. And I think the Steelers are going to have to figure out what they're going to do with Kenny Pickett, I guess. Mitch Trubisky just was in a bad situation, I think. Like you say, they didn't get to play much in Buffalo, and Chicago was a mess. This team isn't going to, everyone said this is a drop-off at quarterback. Big Ben has been Big Ben for about 3-4 years now, right?
Last year and the year before that, I was wondering if the man can throw more than 12 yards down the field. There was a very dink and dunk rest of the way. And while I still thought that Ben could be a game manager and win games, and he did, because the Steelers last year finished 9-7-1. They made the goddamn playoffs, which I wrote them off when they had, I believe, when they got their 7th loss. I'm like, oh, this team ain't making the playoffs. There's no way. And then they did their thing, right? And they get in and they're out and whatever. The rest is history. But to win 9 games under Big Ben and his arm, it's pretty impressive.
Juju played 5 games. And while he played, he only averaged 4.6 yards like a catch. Like,
Juju is one of the losses, a key loss for the Steelers. Juju's gone. James Washington leaves for Dallas. Ray McLeod, another receiver, but more of a return specialist. He hightails it out of there for San Francisco. Their receiving room got shooken up a little bit.
Got younger.
They did get younger. Deontay Johnson on the come up. Last year, everybody knows he's that good. Chase Claypool, another year, probably going to get better. Go to the draft. George Pickens, right? My man, he's a bully.
Yes,
Pickens is a bully, and that's the kind of mentality I think he fits perfect with Mike Tomlin, just being a bully boy. I love Mike Tomlin. I think he's one of the most, a lot of people say he's overrated because he's been there forever and really hasn't done much after the Super Bowl. But after that, he's been there forever. Dude.
He's been there 15 years, but I think
he's the 4th longest tenured coach right now, or 3rd.
He's never had a losing season.
Never. Not one.
Won more than 10 games, I think, over 11 times. That's pretty
saying
good.
Something, man. That's saying
and
something.
That division,
dude.
They play the Ravens.
Right.
The Bengals,
exactly.
It's not that the Bengals have always been good, but the Bengals don't always garbage.
Within their division, it's always, they're knocking heads, always, right?
Yeah,
so the Steelers, to me, with losing all 3 of those receivers and then drafting George Pickens, you got younger. I do think they have a phenomenal up-and-coming tight end in Freiermuth.
Oh, man, I love that kid.
Loved him. Picked him up last year in fantasy.
He's a Steeler.
He's
like, when you think of a Steeler, you're like,
right.
That's
he fits the mold. And now we're not even talking about Najee Harris. Like, the guy could be the first overall pick in some of your fantasy drafts. I said it yesterday.
Him last year.
Dude,
man,
this guy is a workhorse. And shout out to Lev Bell, by the way, before I even go, former Steeler running back and former Jet Chief, wherever the hell he wound up at the very end. Not former rapper. Now he wants to focus on boxing. For God's sakes, just fine. Go do it. Just shut up about it.
Oh, man.
But I will say Najee Harris could, within a couple years, make people say, like, Lev who? We had Lev Bell. We had Antonio Brown. We had all these guys. We had them all on the same team. And they couldn't get it done. Now you have youth. You have Najee Harris, who looks to be in real good shape to start knocking people over, and not just a finesse guy. He is a bruiser. Look at the where he comes from college. All those kids. It was Bama, right?
That's what I think. Like, when I think of this team now, I think like how you say, like, Juju left. Like, it's like this is a Steeler team. It's super young, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a Steeler team with grit and with we're not like
one again very Great. Really great. Oh, season. Get this year, they signed Miles Jack. That's a nice linebacking core.
I think they want more out of Devin Bush, though. I think they'd like to see what they get from what Tampa Bay gets from their what's that linebacker they have over there, the young guy? Tampa Bay, the linebacker for Tampa Bay.
Shaq Barrett?
No, you know his name. The one who he rides horses. Geez, Devin Harris or no, what's his name? Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd.
Runs horses?
I follow him on Snapchat, so he rides horses. It's crazy.
Wait, Snapchat still exists?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
They're all over. They're like that age, so like you'll see a lot of their
Okay.
stuff. I think they expected like what he brings to them, and that's not like Devin Bush is bad, but they got rid of Bud Dupree, a year ago. He's with Tennessee, and I think they expected Devin Bush to take that next level. And with Miles Jack sitting there with them, I think they're going to be like, let's do this together. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny? Sticking with the gains, James Daniels, guard, Chikawa Okafor, tackle, Mason Cole, center. Shout out to the Pittsburgh front office that the year after Big Ben retires are like, we should probably address the offensive line. We should probably help out Mitch so he's not getting bitch slapped every single Sunday. And I'm not saying these guys are all world players, but they're at least addressing it. Some teams just don't address it. Giants.
And look at the Bengals. Look at the Bengals last year. That's what killed them in the Super Bowl.
I mean, but they addressed it.
Yeah, well,
they went out and got Lyle Collins for a bag of balls, right? So because I can't get over that either. But
one of the big things they did though, they brought on Flores as their defense coordinator.
Look, man, like say what you will about Flores as a head coach and whatever the hell happened with him in Miami. Like we can't even touch that with a 10-foot pole at this point, especially in this episode. We're already on LeBron. But I will say that Flores as a D coordinator, that's nice. That's a nice situation to be in, especially with a younger defense, good cornerbacks, good linebackers. Let's not talk about one of the best safeties in football.
Minka.
Yeah, bro. Like this
He's
team,
from right around here.
I know. This team is good.
Yeah.
This team is young, so you got to we're weary about that. But I think this team is primed to do a couple good things here and there. Now, when you look at their schedule, that is not as fun. Their schedule is quite tough. They start with the defending AFC champion. They go to Cincinnati on the day that Cincinnati will probably raise their AFC championship banner and all this other shit, all these other festivities. Joey Burrow, everybody on Cincinnati. We'll talk about them tomorrow. But is there going to be a Super Bowl hangover? If the Steelers want to shock people and show you that they're for real right away, they win that game in Cincinnati. Do I think it'll happen? I don't think so, right? But that's just one game, and I'm not worried about just one game. But the schedule doesn't get favorable. I mean, they do get the Patriots, in which I think they'll get their first win. Because I think the Patriots, I'm telling you, it's weird. We'll talk about the Patriots when we get to them. But I feel like this is the end of the road for Bill Belichick and the success that the Patriots have. They did nothing. Actually, yesterday, they traded away Harry for a 7th-round pick to the Bears.
I think that kid's going to shine over there. They didn't really use him right.
They didn't use him because they got Mac Jones, and it just didn't mesh.
They're not doing like everybody's like, oh, they're supporting Mac Jones by signing what was it, Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, like 2 good tight ends. But after that, the receiving core really isn't that great.
No.
Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry both have very lengthy injury histories, and it's like you're not doing anything to support this young quarterback.
Scoop brings up a real good point, and it's literally the only time they have to travel out of their time zone is, I believe, I don't even know. I don't think they have to. Like, this is the one team that never has to travel outside of their time zone. So all those crazy things, remember, like when like the West Coast teams come east and you're like wondering, oh man, it's like playing at 10 a.m. Like the Steelers have a very favorable time schedule thing, right? That's a thing. But again, the Bengals, the Patriots, then they go to Cleveland. So 2 of the first 3 games are division rivals and they're on the road.
That's going to be interesting.
You're going to get yourself a test right away. Like, will Mitch Trubisky be the guy? I ask you, Rob, how short is Mitch Trubisky's leash on this team? Is Kenny Pickett ready to rock and roll right now, like if called upon? Do you think?
So I think his leash is you got the two AFC North teams pretty much right away within the first 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I think you give them to week 5, man, and see what they're doing. If they're 1-4 by week 5, why not?
Well, yeah, they'd be 1-3 by week 5. Look, if they get the wins that I think they might get, which is again the Patriots, I broke it down like this: the Steelers have the capability with a team right now to probably split their division games, win the home games, probably lose on the road. I don't see any teams in this division that you can sweep. They're not going to sweep the Ravens. They're not going to sweep the Browns. Depends, I guess, the Browns, because we don't know yet.
Who starts? Yeah.
But yeah, right. So like they're not going to right now. I don't think they sweep the Browns if it's Watson, even if it's Brissett. I don't know. Going into Cleveland, I just feel like it's a weird thing. And then Baltimore, you're not going to sweep them either. I said that already.
No.
Who else am I thinking of?
Bengals.
The Bengals.
Yeah.
You're not going to sweep the Bengals.
No.
So if you go 3-3 in your division, great. There's 3 wins. Now to make the playoffs in the AFC this year,
yeah,
boy, you got to find yourself 10 or 11, I think. And I find it hard because right now the over-under on the Steelers is not high. Okay, it's 7.5 wins right now, according to, I believe, Caesars, which I looked up this morning. So if they're thinking that it's going to be Mitch to start and then eventually Kenny Pickett comes in, they're still not giving them the benefit of the doubt that either of those quarterbacks can lead this team to the promised land. And we all know that the Steelers aren't a Super Bowl team right now. We know that right now. But like, could they get to where they were last year? How many games worse are they this year without Ben Roethlisberger? Like that's a conversation to be had.
Yes.
Now, in the first 4 weeks, I'll say 2 division games. The home games are the Patriots and the Jets. And like I said, I've been saying it forever. Wait until this Jets episode. I might as well come in with my face painted green because I really am on the Jets hype train, along with the official motherfucker known as Zach Wilson. But anyway, so I believe in the Jets. I don't know how easy that game will be, especially, I mean, it'll be home, so maybe that's why they get the nod. They'll probably be favored, maybe by 2. Then they got to go to Buffalo. So it's like, forget that. Then you got Tom Brady coming into town against either Mitch or Kenny, saying like, "Hi, I'm Tom Brady. I'm your dad." Welcome. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to smoke you. So I don't think that's a thing. Then they go to Miami, in which I think Miami might be on the come up this year.
To Miami.
Remember
Flores is defensive coordinator now. That game might get a little chippy.
Oh, it's like the NFL writes scripts or something.
Chippy.
Weird. Flores is going to be out there trying to take out knees.
Is that a primetime game?
I would hope so.
Let's see.
Is it?
I don't. What week? This is like week.
It's
6?
week 7 at Miami.
Hold on.
If that's a primetime game, whoo, baby,
Week
they got it
7.
right.
Yeah, 8:20.
Wow, Sunday Night Football. I like. They're gonna show Flores in pregame like, we gonna kill all these motherfuckers, and I'm like, yes, let's do it. Let's kill them all.
NBA,
take it all. That's gonna be a fantastic game.
I can't wait.
Then they stay on the road at Philly. Winnable. I don't like Philly, but they're gonna be better than they were last year. I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm allowed to say that.
Basically, a home game for the Steelers, though.
Yeah, they're not traveling anywhere. They're driving up the street or down the turnpike or wherever. Finally, they get their bye in week 9.
Middle of the season.
It is the middle of right in the middle of the pack. Out of 18 weeks, you get it right smack in the middle. So let's see what you do going forward. Now they off the bye, they get back home. They play the Saints. It's a winnable game when it's at home, right?
We don't know Mike Thomas. We don't know.
We don't know about anything with the Saints. We don't know how much James is going to hold up. Is he going to have this year that everybody thinks he might have? I don't know. According to Gooch and his Instagram page, he's a stud. And he's probably been playing football his whole life.
We don't know if Alvin Kamara is going to be able to play. Alvin Kamara.
Oh, yeah. Well, if Kamara gets suspended, it'll probably be for the first 6. So he'll probably be there.
Yeah.
But anyway, then they go home to play. They stay home for 2 games after the bye. So imagine that. You have a week off, and then you stay home for 2 weeks. So essentially, you're home for 3 weeks straight.
Yeah.
So that's big for them. And they play the Bengals that week. So that could be the revenge game from the first loss of the season. Then they're at Indy.
That's Monday Night Football.
Indy's Monday Night Football?
Yeah.
That's great. That's Matt Ryan versus Mitch. What better ratings? But anyway, we actually have a post going up on our social media at Chop Sports Media Instagram. Believe it or not, on this day, Howard Cosell told Monday Night Football to go scratch. So I'm kind of curious to know how everybody feels about Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I personally like him. Not going to get into that conversation because everybody hates Joe Buck for whatever reason. He gets intolerable in his smirk. He smiles a lot at the camera. That's like one of the things I don't like. I wasn't taught that way in broadcasting school.
He's got a punchable face.
He does have a punchable face, but he does this. If I'm talking to you, this is what happens. We'll just reenact it. You're Troy. I'm Joe. Troy, we have a great game here with the Giants. How do you feel about it? You'll start talking. He'll go back to the camera and just, he'll start smiling. And you're like, what's he smile? Just look at Troy. You're talking to Troy. Keep talking to Troy. Don't look at the camera. But he does it all the time. So anyway, at Indy, at Atlanta. Atlanta, definitely a team that we don't know anything about right now as far as like, could they do something with Mariota? I don't know. Then they drafted the kid out of Cincinnati, so he might be the future quarterback over there. We'll see. Then at Carolina, interesting game because, again, Baker Mayfield. Is it going to be Baker, Sam? Do they bring Cam Newton back again? Or is it Sam Howell? Sam Howell? No. Matt Corral?
Matt Corral.
See, I got them both. Mixed up my white boys.
After
my white boy rookies.
After Atlanta, I see Baltimore on the schedule. This
I know, I said that. Oh, I skipped right over
yeah.
Baltimore. So that's a loss. But no, that's actually a home game, so we don't know.
Yes.
At Carolina, we don't know. Vegas, who has to come from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast. I'm curious to know, you have the times there in front of you?
It's Saturday, 8:15. It's Christmas Eve.
So that's advantage Vegas. Because when Vegas, I still feel like this is not fair to the West Coast teams, and I'm not one to be like, it's not fair. No, but like when you're a West Coast team and you're used to playing at a certain time, like if you got to fly to the East and play a 1 o'clock game, in your brain, it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's your mental and your physical state.
And it's Christmas Eve.
And it's Christmas Eve. Well, that's a night game. But I'm saying, like, in general, when these teams have to fly across the country, I don't like that at all. I think it sucks.
They might be playing till Christmas. It starts at 8:15, right?
They got to get home.
If that game runs a little late, bro, it might 12 o'clock.
They might catch Santa in the chimney.
We might be putting presents under the tree. Santa might be in the house, you know?
Get your ass in the
tree. It might be a bad. First of all, if you're a Steeler fan or a Raider fan and you're a dad and a bad loss happens here, what week is this?
You might throw your tree in the fire.
I'm dead serious. This is like, what, week 15?
This is big time. Yeah. Imagine that.
This might be some bad Christmas for someone.
Somebody's going to get the new Turbo Man doll, and that bitch is getting thrown through a window.
But remember that.
They're very interesting.
Steeler fans, too.
Steeler fans. Dude, they lead the league in most crazy fans
16.
when they bash TVs and shit. Like, can you ever imagine a world that, like, you get so mad that you ruin your property? I'll pause because I definitely punched holes.
Is that the last game of this? No,
I definitely punched holes in walls and thrown TVs. But now I won't. I got kids, so like
I've thrown my phone a few times watching the Giants.
I lost my phone against Seattle. You know, I just fucking gone. And that's my boy Dom, by the way, my friend Dom, who watches the show periodically when he can, he was at my house for the Romo fumble. And then he was at my house for a Christmas Eve loss to Seattle. The fucking Seahawks have ruined our friendship. You know what I mean? Like, he's seen me at my worst.
I wish there was film of you when that Romo fumble happened. Because you probably thought he was going to score, right? When he picked the fumble up.
Oh, yeah. When he picked it up, I'm like,
oh, he's good.
He's going to, you know what the craziest part is? Ready for this? He could have got a first down, not a score. It wasn't end goal.
I thought he was like right there. Though.
No. It was 4th and 1 from the 3. Or something like that. The bobble
had to be
snap,
more than 4th and 1. No,
whatever.
The snap, maybe.
The snap, he has to roll around. He could have got a first down.
I thought
did not.
For sure.
I don't think it was end goal. If I'm not mistaken, it was not end goal. But of course, when you're seeing it from the angle they're showing it, I'm like, he's gonna fucking score a touchdown. We're gonna go on to the Cowboys could have won the Super Bowl that year.
They could have, but
because they had the Bears next if they would have won.
He was the starting quarterback, still taking the snap from field goals. Which nobody
Bailey came in and says, I also punched a hole in my new house wall during the 49ers loss. The 49ers loss this past year, believe it or not, was my most subtle loss I've ever actually taken. Because it's almost like when you're a Cowboys fan and you're beaten over the head with losses after losses after losses of tragedy losses, you just become numb. And I'm just like, what the fuck? You know, at this point, I'm like, what the fuck? So anyway, that game's over. I'll put that one behind me now. So at Baltimore to close out the season. Well, actually, no, they get back to play the Browns in week 18. So I asked the question, if they're splitting the division games, do you find the over-under set in a 7.5? So that's kind of lowish.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they get to 7.5. I got them winning 6-7 games right now.
Really?
Yeah, because again, the winnable games, I got Atlanta, Carolina, the Patriots, maybe the Raiders because it's a late game now and it's Christmas Eve, national stage. Let's get it done. Go Steelers, right? There's 4 plus the split of the division. That gives you 7. So that still would be the under. Because there's games on the schedule. I don't think they're not going to beat Indy. I don't think in Indy. I don't think that happens.
You don't believe in the Steelers defense at all?
I do believe in the Steelers defense. I understand that, but believe it or not, we said it yesterday. This is an offensive-driven league. You got to score some points, bro.
Yeah.
You got to score some points. And if we have Mitch and or Kenny Pickett, I don't know.
you don't even know what you have with Mitch yet, though. Really, right? You just
no, you know what you have in Mitch as far as like
you,
his abilities. Like he's strapped in certain ways. Believe it or not, the guy can run. So like we will see him on the scamper every so often. But like overall, I don't know, man. With this division being as tough as it is, and the AFC being the juggernaut that it is, even if you want to squeak the over and get 8 wins, you go 8-9. It would be Tomlin's first losing season. Is that the bigger question? Will this be Tomlin's first losing season?
That's the question.
Interesting. Because I think it, unfortunately, and look, I don't have the hatred. Like my dad, he fucking hates the Steelers. Why? Because he came up during the Super Bowl days, and the Steelers have beaten us, and Bradshaw, and this, that, and the third, and our, homeboy fucking dropping Jackie Smith in the end zone. Like, I told my dad, if I watch that game live, you probably don't know what I'm talking about.
No, my dad's a big Steelers fan, bro.
Jackie Smith, exactly tight end for the Cowboys, dropped the ball that hit him in the numbers in the end zone, would have won him the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I'm talking dropped. Yep. And I'm like, I said to my dad, I was like, if I saw that live, I'd throw my head through a wall. Like, there's no way, right? But anyway, hence he's been kicked out of bars. So the apple didn't fall too far, Pop.
My dad's a big Steelers fan, bro.
Is he? So like, my dad has this hatred for the Steelers. I grew up, we beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 30. That was the last time, of course, fortunately.
And listen, my sister's a big Cowboy fan. So when that game happened right at my house, there was a Steeler. They had like this thing. There was a Steeler hat and a Cowboy hat. And the loser, obviously, the winner would take the other team's hat and throw it in the middle of the street and let cars run over. I lived in Northburg in 76th Street. It's a huge hill, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. So my sister won, bro. When I tell you, I thought my dad was gonna cry, dude. And it was like my sister, I
started to cry.
My sister didn't even my sister was so scared to throw the hat out the door. I'm like, I'll do it. Fuck.
Go Jets.
He was,
but like I started to cry when they recovered. That onside kick from Bill Cowher's call. He called the onside kick and recovered it. And he starts doing let's go. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to fucking lose the Super Bowl. But then we beat him. So like forever in my childhood at age, 8, 9, 10 years old, the Steelers don't affect me as much. So like, I don't have a soft spot for the Steelers. I grew up with a Steelers fan. Shout out to my boy Larry, his whole family, big Steeler fans. Right. So I never really hated them because in my generation, we beat the shit out of them. So we're good. Right. So
for you, it's more like Giants, Eagles.
No, I mean, the entire NFC East and or the Niners really rubbed me the wrong way a lot because they've beaten us as of last year. The Packers, I don't hate the Packers because unlike Gooch, I'm a company guy, okay? And I'm saying to you right now that when the Packers do good, he's in a good mood. So I feel like that's good. But when the Cowboys lose, I feel like he's licking his lips ready to come into the show to just trash the Dallas Cowboys. And that's fine. That's totally fine. But I just rather have the mood be up.
This is why whenever it's a new season for the New York Giants, I set the bar super low. So whenever they do something good, I can have a little excitement for that week, and then it just gets thrown out the window.
The problem is you can't set the bar low enough this season for the Giants. No, I'm kidding. They'll win some games. Daniel Jones is dopey looking ass. Will probably win some games as well. He's like Eli reincarnated, but he just can't win the big game. And in fact, watch out for the 20-yard line this year, bro. Don't trip.
Don't remind me, please.
It's a great one. That was a Joe Buck call. Daniel Jones is alone and he trips. Dude, I was like, the fuck am I watching? He was by himself. What's he doing? Oh my God. And then they played that commentary over Biden falling down the
Oh, really? When he fell on a plane? Yeah. Oh, man.
That was a great video. No, sorry, shout out to our president of the United States falling. I don't really want you to get hurt, but it's funny. But anyway, so the Steelers, I find it hard pressed for them to win more than 7 games. Maybe 8 if they pull off some miracles. But I think the 2022 Steelers will be Mike Tomlin's first losing season. That's what I think. Do I think they can pull it all together, pull some rabbit out of the hat and go 9-8? Sure. Remember, last year they kissed their sister. You know what that means?
Yeah, they tied. Yeah.
That's like the worst thing in the world. Yeah. I'd almost rather lose.
And then they lose in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, man.
I think they can do it. I think they can get it done because well, the thing is Trubisky was.
Wait, what did you say? You think they can do it?
Yeah,
they're going to win, like winning season.
I think they're going to be like 10-7.
10 wins.
I think I view this team as they have a fantastic defensive core, young defensive. They do. Building,
I'm not discrediting that at all.
I agree.
You bring in Flores to be the defensive coordinator, so hey, you got a guy who knows how to run a defense very well. Get that all squared away. Offensively, I think Trubisky can get the job done. He's proven that he could do it in Chicago, and that really wasn't that great. And he was still doing pretty good even as Josh Allen's backup in those last.
Are we
games
gonna be sitting here around like Halloween and we're all like, I can't believe how good Mitch Trubisky is? You know what I mean? Like, are we gonna be sitting here like 4 or 5 weeks into the season, like, holy shit, this guy is a revolution for the Steelers?
He doesn't have to be great. He just has to be Alex Smith or
very
Kirk
good
Cousins.
Comparison.
Well,
Kirk Cousins sucks.
Harris led the league in touches last year. So
he's gonna lead him again by even more.
That's what I mean. So why not? They led with the run last year. This guy's never really had receivers. It's not really like he has any now, but Claypool's like 6'6", right? So I mean, come on, you got a great tight end.
Mm-hmm.
You could pull 9 wins, 10 wins.
And they're adjusting their offensive line. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I eat my words and they go on a run and they do well.
You're gonna know week 1
curious
right
to
away.
know how fast. Like, I wonder if there's a bet you can make on any of these betting sites, whatever, DraftKings, FanDuel. I wonder if there's a betting thing where how many games will Pickett start? I'm curious. Like, because if Mitch game manages, Pickett doesn't see the field in 2022, right?
No.
You would think if they're winning games, why would Pickett come in at all? There's no packages for the guy.
It's a bad idea because, we always have these comparisons like this quarterback's going to be great. And he was the only one drafted this year in the first round.
20th overall.
The rest of them went in like the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 5th round. Like, it wasn't a deep or even great quarterback class when you really get down to the numbers. But I think that if they let him get adjusted this year, maybe rely on Trubisky, maybe even Mason Rudolph.
So you look at Trubisky as a Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph's definitely not going to play.
Well, I'm just saying.
I used to like Mason Rudolph
in
terms
of
he's still uncaving his head from the helmet shot.
I meant like you let Pickett kind of get his bearings into becoming an NFL quarterback and just kind of rely on those two, God forbid. But maybe not. And maybe you throw him in.
Listen. I hear everything you're saying, and I agree to an extent. But like, to me, when you're drafted in the first round in the NFL, you better be ready, bro. You better be ready. And I understand that some guys are drafted as projects. Trey Lance drafted 3rd overall to the Niners. He was a project. They knew he wasn't going to be the guy right away, but now all of a sudden he's slated as the starter this year.
Do you think this could be another Jimmy G situation? What if Mitch does take him to the AFC Championship or even the playoffs, but the defense leads him there? Are they talking about moving Mitch again? It could be the same thing.
Because the mold and what just happened with Jimmy G, basically saying like, thank you for everything you did. Now get the fuck out. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, he beat the Cowboys in Dallas. He beat the Packers in Green Bay. And then all of a sudden you just go, get back a guy. Like, Trey Lance is our guy. Like, he could be your guy. Make him wait again. It was years, I think 2 years before Rodgers saw the field. Favre was still chucking along, right? Like, and then he left and it was Rodgers' time and then the rest is history. But
there's nothing wrong with learning, dude.
Not at all. Especially when, look, some of these guys, and I'm not saying like this is a time frame thing, but some of these guys are so young that like 3 years time, they'll still be 23 years old. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so like some of these guys are coming in, they can't drink yet.
Can I be honest?
They're kids, they're children.
That's a good point you just make. And
they don't drink?
No. That they're young and they still have to mature. And everybody knows that. Like, when you're hit a certain age, you got to mature. That's why I always thought the NIL thing is a good idea, because it's going to teach kids who are going into the NFL, NBA, wherever. You're going to learn about your finances very fast. And you ain't going to have no money anymore when you get there. Not that you're going to be loaded, but you're going to have a decent amount of money.
You're going to go out and spend, get a chunk of change, go get a house and a car and pay off your parents' debts and all this other shit.
It gives you maturity.
You're right. There is a absolute war going on right now in the chat. And I don't know if anybody's realizing this. It's between, looks like we have a 7-round fight, 8-round fight, championship round. Tony Benevento and Duke Tomlinson. Now, I don't know who Duke's team is, because I know that Tony's a big 49er guy.
Yeah, he's been talking Niners the whole time.
I can't figure out who's Duke. So Duke, if you'd like to answer what your team is, I'll settle the debate for you guys, and I'll be Mills Lane and just kind of, let's get it on, and it's over, right? And I can declare a winner, and that'll be it. But I mean, he's claiming Debo's going to be out of town soon, and I already went on record saying Debo's going to reset the market. Is the San Francisco 49ers going to be the one to do it? I have no fucking idea.
It's been very quiet on that front.
Very dangerously quiet.
That's what's kind of like concerning for the 49ers.
So camp opens up now in less than 2 weeks. And it's like, all right, well, what are we doing? Like, you're going to find something. Domino will fall. We just don't know what domino's going to fall.
Jimmy G's not going to be at training camp. There's no way. They're going to be like, listen, go stay home. We're going to massage. Or they're not. There's no way I would have the backup, the quarterback last year who led us to the NFC Championship game on the same field with my offense with my new quarterback that everyone knows is going to lead the offense. That's just going to be too uncomfortable if he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah,
I would think so.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I do have to just. It's interesting, man. With 2 weeks to go from camp, guys are going to get moved. If Jimmy G is officially going to be moved, it's going to happen within the next week because shoulder surgery or not, you're not going to rehab as a back. You're not going to training camp like you just said. You're not even going.
No.
You know what I mean? So, like, what are we doing?
I think it goes to Seattle.
That's literally what I was.
But see, I don't think they want him to go there. Would you want him to go there? What if Seattle goes to the Super Bowl next year?
I wouldn't want him to go to Seattle, but
you're just talking about letting him go within the division?
He's got to go somewhere.
No, I'm saying like that's why you don't want him to go to Seattle.
Oh, absolutely. I would. Would you want to be playing twice? What if he dominates, dude?
Is Jimmy G gonna make me shaking my boots twice a year?
No, but you didn't.
He went on a nice run.
Nobody thought a 7th round pick at 199 would win 7 Super Bowls either, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking Tom Brady references here on a Wednesday.
Yeah. When you think about it, bro, you gotta understand, I'm a Jeff fan. I was at the Buff Fumble game.
Were you?
Oh, yeah, my God. It was Thanksgiving, bro. I could have been home eating dessert, dude.
I've been to Dallas on Thanksgiving a couple times.
Yeah, but
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We won games.
Did the Giants score 35 points in the second quarter of that Dallas game around Thanksgiving? Because that happened to me on Thanksgiving.
The Jets played the Giants on Thanksgiving?
No, I'm talking about the Giants played Dallas on Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
The Jets played.
Well, they play on Thanksgiving this year.
Well, listen, I hope they scored 35 points in the second quarter. You tell me how you like it. I was there. It was cold. It was Thanksgiving.
I was there on Thanksgiving when Romo threw 5 touchdowns against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We beat the brakes off those bitches.
That would have been cool.
That was amazing. Guys had Romo for president. It was Romo's first year.
But people were literally throwing
I miss Tony
beers
Romo
on the field.
Love
this
you,
is
man.
when Tebow was there, and like everyone's like, all right, well, we're already down 40. Put him in at halftime at Thanksgiving. And then Rex didn't put him in. You just saw people chucking beers, bro.
Wait.
I swear to God. Lenny Kravitz played at halftime. It was fantastic.
So Tim Tebow, did they bring in
They gave out
Tebow?
blankets.
Did they bring in Tebow?
No.
But he was on the team.
Yeah.
He was still doing the prayer.
Bro, they were down 40-0.
He was doing the prayer, trying to bless the turkey, and they wouldn't even let him in. Terrible.
It was
awful.
Bro, they were
Scoop, I see what you're trying to do, bro. I see what you're trying to do. I'm not biting today. Not biting today. I'm having a good day and a good morning. Had a good workout.
Duke has still not told us who his team is.
Yeah, seriously, Duke. What the frick is going on here?
What team West
does Duke Tomlinson root for? I got to know because he's been all over the Niners. If he's a Cowboys fan, this is going to really upset me.
No, I think he's like
because he's going to put a stain all over our fan base by going at the guy that went to the goddamn Super Bowl. You cannot do that. Yeah, Kyle, it's not going to work, bro. Not going to work. Not today. Not today. Not happening. I'm feeling good about myself today. I'm good. I'm not seeing stars. I'm not feeling faint. I actually can hear out of my ears today. I'm feeling good. We're back. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. It's pizza night at the house. It's going to be a fantastic day.
Isn't it pizza night at your house every night?
No. It's only like 3 nights a week. But all I'm saying is pizza night is a very sacred night. Don't bother me on Wednesday night.
Fan.
No, he's a Cowboys boo.
Oh.
Okay. So then we're all right. Then
Giants.
speak like you're an adult. Cowboys boo. Like what? Speak up, son. Duke eat shit.
He doesn't want to tell us his name.
Good job, Bailey. Stand up for our boys. This is an absolute. You know the best part about this, Kyle? You can actually go back and read it. I did hit you up in the goddamn group chat, and I wonder if you responded.
I'm supposed to be invited to that group chat.
You did not respond. I texted you and I said, "You're going live at 11." You son of a bitch. Like, you're going head to head with the champs? No, I mean, look, you got the following. I don't. So that's why I said, please don't go live at 11. He's still CFL. What? All right. Now he's just trolling. Trolling McTrollerson over here. I don't understand. What team you like, Duke?
The Greyhounds?
He must be a Toronto Argonauts fan. Got to be. He must love. He's got to love Kurt Warner and his entire story.
Why is their football so big? I don't understand.
It's like back to pass, shot put.
Why can't they just use a regular ball? Why did they have to blow it up?
I don't. Tom Brady would hate that shit.
Bro.
It's gonna get bigger.
I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get
12:05 first pitch. That you're right. There it was. There was the 12:05. We said that too. I was like, why would Kyle do this to us? And I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Website, or do I have to watch the show?
Yeah. Well, now you're too late. It's 12:05 start. You're about to miss those bets. So if they're going live again later on the Sauce Network over on YouTube, be sure to tune in. We actually had them on the big screen yesterday. I was going to post about it, but then I don't know, a bunch of other stuff happened. But yeah, we watch you guys every day on your lives, man. If you guys want the baseball picks and the baseball knowledge, go follow Kyle, AJ. The Toast comes in there. They all go nuts and they pick the games every day. So go check out that as well.
Give me
Starts
a parlay.
in 60 seconds.
I need a
So hurry
parlay.
up.
I need a parlay.
Here's
Kyle.
your parlay. The Yankees and the
Nah, I
over.
trust the Yankees.
And the Yankees will soar the over by themselves today. How about that? There's your bold take. The Yankees and the over. And look, I don't know what the fucking spread is. I don't know what the over odds are. Yankees are going to go off today because they're pissed. They got a lot of people saying, oh my God, they lost to the Reds. Trust me when I tell you, I'll make some off-the-wall bold predictions. And if they're wrong, they're wrong. If they're right, I'm a genius. The Yankees will win. They will cover the over by themselves. Gallo will homer. Judge will homer. And Rizzo will homer. All three of them will hit homers tonight. If I'm right, I don't have any money in my account right now. But if I did, that would be my parlay ski for the day. So if you want to make that bet for 50 cents
I'm gonna do
see the odds, go for it. Anyway, Mariners money line. Hurry up. Go get it. That's what he picked. So get on that. So Duke is still.
I took Mariners money line and Yankees money line. I bet $50. I'll let y'all know tomorrow what happened.
Damn, 5 unis on that one.
I'll let you know what happened.
Or unless 50's your one unit.
50's my one unit.
All right, calm down over there.
Everybody's unit's different.
Fucking Rockefeller over here. I was doing a $10 unit. So was Janine. So was a lot of people. We're like, we're getting hell bent over the bets we're making and losing $10. You got to see me when I lose $10. I'm like, I am like a raging Cajun. Like there is no, and I'm not Cajun, but I'm like, I am a ball of fire when I lose money. For you guys to put $50 a game, and I know what Kyle puts. I won't disclose.
Me too, bro. It's crazy.
God damn. But I guess that's how you get your bankroll up.
He wins. He does win. Listen, all jokes aside, I've been following Kyle's free picks for like 5 days now, and I'm definitely over like 500.
When I started, ready for this? How much Kyle has, like he's the fucking Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ himself. No, but like when I started with Kyle, I started with $100, put it in the account, right? I dwindled all the way down to like nothing, almost $10 in my account. I was like, fuck, man, I got to hit something, right? When I cashed out with about $350.
You were up,
so I
right?
came all the way up.
That's
I got all the way up. It was mostly basketball. It was, Toast was all over the baseball early. It was like April. And I was like, I can't bet baseball right now. Like, just no way. There's a lot of basketball left. I got to keep playing basketball. He crushed it in one of the months. I forget which one it was. Got myself some sneakers and a couple of jerseys. And then I'll be back for football season.
Did you see what Duke said in the chat there? His girlfriend thinks you're better looking than him.
Say what now?
Duke said, my girlfriend thinks you're better looking than me.
I mean, it's true. It's okay. It's fine. It's totally fine. I understand. Listen, Duke, may I call you Duke? You haven't told me what team you like yet, bro. Come on, spit it out already. But anyway, she lies. Oh, your girlfriend's a liar. Oh, well, that probably with the wrong girl. Hook him up with Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
He'll do anything at this point.
Does she have a mom?
Say what?
Does she have a mom? That's my boy Zach. Boy.
I saw the graphic the other day where it said the Jets signed Stifler's mom.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Stifler's mom.
But he's never going to live that down.
Legend.
Ever. That's going to be on him.
And Kyle is crediting his
staff and himself.
Kyle is crediting his staff, and that's justifiably so. AJ's always knee deep in the books. Toast, I feel like, has stats where he'll go on this live show and he'll be like, Garrett Cole's alarm did not go off this morning, so he had 13 more minutes of sleep. Therefore, I'm like, Jesus, like. But here I am, like, Garrett Cole, 7 innings. Okay, like I'm all over it. These guys are great.
Every time I watch it, it looks like Toast never even leaves his spot he was sitting in. When before they left, when they just started a new episode, he's still in the same spot. I say that all
the time. He's in the same spot, same couch, same position. But then again, all the rest of them are too. But I sometimes Toast will put on his Instagram story that he's walking his dog or something. I'm like, bro, put some sunscreen on. The Alaska sun is going to roast you right now. You never see the sunlight, so get your ass back in there. We've learned about melanoma. Thank you, Johnny Bench. Thank you. Sorry, I'm a part of the Sauce Network. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Scoop got brought on to Pick Soccer.
Yeah, I heard, bro. I'm trying to get on the Sauce Network. What's up, bro?
What are you going to pick?
Wrestling. You can bet on wrestling now.
You can't bet on wrestling.
Yes, you can.
All you can bet on, and I said this to him already. I said, I'll be your wrestling guy. And the only things you can bet are futures, who's going to win the Rumble.
You can't.
You can't bet on matches.
You can bet on matches on DraftKings for SummerSlam, WrestleMania.
There's no way.
Yes, you can, bro. Watch, I'm telling you right now.
Because if that's the case, I'll show you. I'll text my writer friends and I'll find out the answers.
Maybe they'll tell you. Maybe
it's a test. Are you kidding? What'd you get for number 3?
Go on DraftKings. You can though. Only for pay-per-views though. Not for Raw. SmackDown.
My God, I don't know if that's true.
It is.
I see commercials all the time on AEW. Like,
I've
draft kick.
never seen it for eight. I've never seen
and the
it for
same girl that
AEW.
you hate her.
Yep.
You want to throw her through a window, right? No offense, but like she's annoying as all
I've never
shit.
seen her
It's
for.
Like bet now, bro.
That
I'm
ad
like,
is
ugh.
half
Come
the
on.
reasons why I ponied up to pay more money to get Hulu without ads.
Just because of her?
Every time.
She's pretty. You can just look at her. But
every fucking ad spot and the show I was watching, it was just that.
I know. It's horrible. All right.
What team's tomorrow?
What team is tomorrow? The reigning, defending AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals. They're tomorrow.
Joey
B
Styles.
and company. Can they repeat? Will they win the division again? Will they get back to the Super Bowl? We'll talk about that tomorrow. We got Gooch back in the house tomorrow to talk about that. And then Friday, what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 teams a week, Monday through Thursday. And on Friday, we put all the fantasy spins on everything.
Nice.
You know, futures, other shit like that where people get involved. But yeah, so that'll be Thursday and Friday. And before you know it, the weekend's here. The Yankees get to beat up on Boston again. And we'll come back. We'll talk about it on Monday, right?
If anybody's interested in
completely
professional wrestling, we just did a cool podcast the other day on
great
Monday.
show.
Go on whatever, Spotify,
You
iTunes,
pay.
Apple. Child Sports Fight Factory. We had Shane Bigelow, Bam Bam's son, in. And if you've never heard, we had pretty good stories. What he still has.
Bro, he's got some cool shit. That's Shane Bigelow. Shout out to him for joining us on the Fight Factory. It was a great episode. You were very professional. I was very professional. Tommy was like, remember that time in WrestleMania 11 when, oh my God, my dad, he gave me autographs? And I was like, holy
That was a good
shit.
story, though.
I was like,
That's
hey,
pretty cool.
Mark, shut up. Like, and he wouldn't.
We have a really cool guest coming on this week.
I'll just tease it. I'll say it right now. I mean, obviously, if you're a sports fan or a wrestling fan, one of the most electrifying up-and-comers right now is a kid that I started lifting weights with when he was 16 years old, and now he's like 22 or something like that. The world is in his hands right now. KC Navarro, truly blessed. KC Navarro will be joining the Fight Factory, so we're excited about that. He'll be in studio. He's bringing his belts, so you can imagine what's like, I'll wear one. Tommy will put one on his waist, like, can we take a picture? and for the record, Tommy does not sound like that, but when he gets into his Mark mode, he definitely does. Madison's itching to just get up.
Bailey's asking.
You have to like go to the bathroom.
Bailey is asking.
Oh, shit. All right.
Bailey's asking, you know what order?
North, south, east, west. That's how we're doing it. So
North,
we started with the
south,
north,
east, so south
go to the
would be
south,
next, Bailey.
east, west, and then we'll jump on over to the NFC.
They're going to do a team every day, and at the end of the
Monday
week,
through Thursday. That's how we'll do it.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll be doing. No American books take wrestling.
Wrestling betting.
Oh, no American books take wrestling bets.
Wrestling betting is only offshore.
It's probably like from Russia.
WWE posts something like every.
They do, but it's always like these crazy odds boosts. Like it's always something like long term. I know that DraftKings sponsors AEW, and I know there's a commercial on Raw as well. So there's got to be something involved, but it's not like, hey, here's the card, because guess what, guys? Card's subject to change.
Yeah, well,
that shit happens all the time.
We'll look
so
on SummerSlam and see what the fuck it says.
I'm with that.
Yeah,
we're going to Raw in a couple weeks.
It's 25th. Madison Square Garden.
Scoop, you coming? Did you buy your own ticket?
Tribal Chief will be there.
Tribal Chief. Anyway, let's get out of here. First, Sturch and Rasslin Rob. And, of course, Nick behind the glass doing a wonderful job. And Madison as well behind the camera. She's not really operating the camera, but she's actually behind the camera, literally physically behind the camera. So we thank you guys for watching. Please like this video. Do us a favor. That would be stupendous right now. Share it. Tell your friends what you watch at 11 o'clock. Go tune into the Sauce at 3. He's going to make some nighttime bets. I know we will over here as far as go and check that out. And, yeah. So what's up? Rob killed it, according to Bailey. So it looks like you've officially taken Gooch's spot. It seems to me that the higher downloaded episodes are when Gooch is in here. Just saying.
Follow my podcast, please. Enjoy my Facebook page.
Duke saying,
Fight Factory.
Take care, everyone. Bye. Still hasn't answered the question, but
be back tomorrow,
I will say
Duke.
bye to you, Duke. Bye to your girlfriend, too. Hot damn.
Hey,
See
mama.
you guys later, everybody.